Welcome back to Faces of Truth. This is Volume 9. This is actually Episode 9. I'll be addressing the subject of some alarming legislation that has been enacted by our Congress, which is acting entirely over and above their responsibility as our representatives. We keep on talking about impeaching the President of the United States. And yet, every single one of our representatives is enacting legislation that prevents us as a people from being heard. Today, a House bill was voted on by our representatives. That took away our right to select delegates to man an electoral college for the election of our Commander-in-Chief. This idea is heinous because it allows only those who are in big cities to vote for the president. Only the big cities' voices will be heard in electing our president from this day forward. We will never be able to get a conservative in. I will never be able to run for president and have a snowball's chance in hell of getting in. Also, word is out that they have enacted legislation against religious freedom and expression of one's conviction. This prevents people from acting according to their conscience. These two House bills are absolute treason, anti-American, and infringe so on our rights as citizens that we as citizens should not be thinking about impeaching our own chief executive. We should be thinking of impeaching every single one of our representatives, sending them packing with no chance of being reelected. This proves that our elected representatives of both parties are just two heads of the same hydra dragging the United States to dictatorship and the citizens into slavery. This must not be allowed to persist. We must be left free to choose. The rural people must be allowed to have representation in an electoral college, to elect the chief executive. Otherwise, the big cities will be allowed to retain an enormous and absolute tyrannical voice over the entire United States. All representatives need to be impeached at this moment and then re-elected with people who know their constitutional responsibility to the people, to allow them the mechanisms that the Founding Fathers instituted to allow the people to live free. One of these happens to be electoral college election of the chief executive. Another is to allow the Congress to select the Senate. But neither of these avenues are friendly to the Democrat frame of mind to cast every man, woman, and child in the United States into perpetual slavery. And to allow their mindless zombie electorate to have an enormous voice. Sorry I had to cover this subject, but we are facing bleak days ahead if we let this Congress push us around. Both Republicans and Democrats are two heads of the same hydra, pulling us toward unlimited dictatorship and slavery. Let's fight this together in the ballot box and by demanding impeachment of those that just enacted the most unconstitutional House bills ever, thus nullifying their efforts to enslave our people and making themselves traitors to our great nation. We do need to impeach people. However, we've got the gun pulled on the wrong man. we need to impeach every representative that enacted these 8 House bills that encroach on our freedom to choose. Thank you for listening. It is late. I do look tired. Reason is I am. It's 2:45 in the morning. I believe this is extremely important, and that those whose harebrained attempt to infringe on our rights as voters need to be fired. Thank you very much for listening. This is Alexander for Faces of Truth. Please comment, subscribe, like, share, and make sure to send us ideas on topics to cover. I will try to raise the alarm for things that incur on our freedom. I will also try to keep you informed of things that no one wants us to know. Thank you. Have a good night.